Hello everyone, it's me, realBluTV here with another video. I know it's been a while since we've made actual videos, breaking down games or doing any type of analyst work or any tips or any other stuff that we usually do. It's been pretty content dry for myself besides just uploading the actual Rogue Company competitive matches. Speaking of Roco comp, that's what this video is all about. It's for anybody out there that's new to the comp scene or is maybe thinking about getting into Rogue Company comp, right? Or the esports version of Rogue Company, which by the way continues to grow, right? I mean, we just had our first LAN event. If you missed that, all the videos are on the channel, so go ahead and check them out if you haven't already. It was a blast. I was there, I casted I think 2 matches and I was on the desk for the rest of the others. So it was very awesome to see some of the players that have been grinding Rogue Company competitively for over a year now. Just over a year actually, so it was really refreshing and it was nice to see all of them. Plus, if you're in this channel because you know me from Paladins, there was a couple Paladins players there too. I mean, Prosper Logic, Cool Matt, Skeppy, Good Lad, they were all there. I mean, even Kresnik and Fawn are casting the game with me. So big shout out to all of them as well. It was really good to see them again. COVID really got in the way. But I don't want to take too much of your time with this video, so we're just going to hop right into it. And basically we're just going to talk about some of the ways you can get involved in the comp scene and some other things you really need to know before you try and dive into this competitive Rogue Company scene, right? But first and foremost, if you're new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate the support. And if you don't, that's okay, but just make sure you watch as many of my videos as you want and can. Thank you so much. But for the rest of you, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And let me know any other tips you would give anyone who's trying to get into the Rogue Company comp scene in the comments below. Remember, we're not going to be talking about tier list of rogues. That's in a later video coming, especially since the newest patch just came out. So we're still trying to figure things out meta-wise, what rogues are really good, which rogues have kind of stayed the same or gone up or down, whatever it may be. So that will be in a future video. Also, we're not going to talk about much other stuff. The only things that we will talk about that are in the game are like weapons, and really I'm just going to tell you which weapons are good right now and which ones you need to grind, and we'll get into that here in a second. So without further ado, let's go ahead and break some things down real quick. All right, so the main thing you need to understand for competitive Rogue Company is that there's 2 game modes that are played, right? So over the last year, we've really been experimenting both with the map pools and with the game modes, right? We had Strikeout in the competitive scene at once. It just didn't really work out, and then we took Strikeout out, put King of the Hill in there, and then we put Strikeout back in only for best of 5s where it was game 3. So it was kind of an experimental thing, especially with map pools and all of that. But one thing that is constant and is the actual game modes that we're playing competitively right now are Demolition and King of the Hill. Now, I get it, King of the Hill is not in casuals. I'm pretty upset about that myself, and I still talk about it as much as I can. I'd like it to be back in casuals, whether it's 4v4 or 6v6, it doesn't matter to me. I just really enjoy playing King of the Hill in this game. Plus, it's always fun to try and get as many kills as you can in a single game, but King of the Hill gives us that better opportunity, gives us the best opportunity at achieving that. But anyways, we play Demolition and we play King of the Hill. The way it works is if it's a best of 3, then it's Demolition, King of the Hill, Demolition. If it's a best of 5, then it's Demo, King of the Hill, Demo, King of the Hill, Demo. So you get 3 Demolitions and 2 King of the Hills. We basically call the King of the Hills the respawns because in Demolition you don't respawn, and we call the Demolitions demos. So it's usually demo oriented with it, or dominant with it being 2 demos out of the 3 in a best of 3, or 3 demolitions in a best of 5 and only 2 respawns. So the way that works, or the way it we kind of want it to work, is where we have a 3rd game mode to be game number 3. So then it would only go Demo, King of the Hill, the 3rd game, which is a different mode, and then King of the Hill for Game 4 and Demolition for Game 5. But right now, that's hard. I mean, Extraction is not a competitive game mode at all. It's no longer in the game as well. Strikeout didn't work as well. It's also, I wouldn't say boring, but it's just not a competitive game mode. And I know that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings out there that love watching Strikeout, but it's not there competitively. I'm sorry. There's been talks about Battlezone replacing a King of the Hill as Game 4. That's still up in the air. Who knows? We might experiment with that. We'll have to see. Capture the Flag is one that a lot of people talked about, but that's still not in the game. It's never been in the game. And the last time I heard from someone within the inner circle of devs and stuff was that they were testing it, but it just wasn't working properly. It just didn't feel good, or it didn't work properly during testing. So hopefully, if that is true, they can find ways to get around that and incorporate that into the game. I think that would be a really cool Game 3 to throw into a competitive Rogue Comp tournament. Sorry, I can't talk today. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the breakdown of that. The weapon mastery for right now is available during competitive play. That's also another thing that we're experimenting with. Some of the players do not want it. Some of them do. So they're still trying to experiment with that. The biggest thing about weapon mastery is that there were rogues that would not get picked strictly because they had really bad weapons, even though their kits were good. Weapon mastery allowed you to open that up rogue-wise and pick more diverse rogues in certain situations because you could change which gun you use with them. But then again, everyone ended up using the same guns all the time, mostly. But I personally like weapon mastery, so we'll have to see if that sticks around. The next thing you need to know is that most of the time, map pools are determined during the tournament. So, if you're in the semifinals, there's 4 teams, 2 matches. They're all playing the same map pool. The LAN event was actually the first time that we did a pick and ban system with the maps. Also, if you play ranked Demolition, if you play ranked in the game right now, you'll notice that you can ban 1 character each. The way it works in competitive right now, which the LAN was the first time we did this, but moving forward, I believe it's going to be the same. You get 2 bans per team. So 4 rogues can be banned before each game. Also, we ban rogues before King of the Hill as well. So every game, you're going to ban some characters so that you won't see them in that game. Again, you can choose whatever you want to ban as a team, but you get 2 of them per team. So 4 bans total in both Demo and King of the Hill. Okay, so let's talk about where to play competitively, right? Because that is another thing that a lot of people come to me all the time. Where do I get involved? I see this a lot when we're actually streaming the tournaments, whether it be, an online tournament, which we've been doing for the whole year, or, I watched the LAN back when I got home and I saw a couple people in chat like, I'm better than them, or I could have been on this tournament. How do I sign up? Stuff like that. Well, now I'm going to tell you. So stop running your mouth and sign up and show us that you're better than them, right? So there's actually 4 different ways you can get involved in the competitive scene. Number 1, and the most important one, is CMG. That is the website, checkmategaming.com. They're the ones who do all the official tournaments. They've been doing all of the $10,000 events. They're the ones that were pretty much in partnership with the game and the production company to have that LAN event happen. So big shout out to CMG. But they run a lot of tournaments daily and weekly. I think they're bringing back their $250 tournaments. Again, these are not $10,000 tournaments, but if you've never played competitive, or you're looking to get into comp, I wouldn't go straight into a $10,000 tournament. I don't care how cracked you are at any shooting game. I would give it a little bit of practice first. So they usually do some 4v4 full team setups, $250 tournaments on Saturdays, I believe it is. During the week, you'll see some 2v2s, 3v3s, some other 4v4s, but not a lot of them are going to have these huge prize pools, okay? The 250s are like the big ones when there isn't 10Ks for the time being. Also, these are free to enter, right? For the most part. I think only like once a month, maybe at this rate, maybe not even at all. They're going to be doing these tournaments where you know you have to spend credits on the website to get into them, or you have to be a certain level, because on the more games and tournaments you play in there, you get amateur, novice, and whatever status. Very rarely do they do those anymore. They want as many people in the comp scene as possible, so it's free to enter 99.9% of the time. So go ahead, sign up for some of those tournaments, and let's see what you got in CMG. The next place which I would recommend is AntiMatter, right now. And this is their Twitter. You can go ahead and take a look at it and follow them. They actually sponsored a team that went to LAN. So there was AntiMatter Gaming as one of the teams. But the AntiMatter tournaments, just phenomenal that they keep doing these tournaments. 4v4 team setting. I believe it's free to enter. And they usually do like $1,000 prize. So that's awesome to see from them. And usually we see some really good players and some really good teams that sign up for these tournaments. Most of the time they're pickup teams, minus one or two teams that have been solidified for a while and they just want some practice. But whatever it may be, these are another good way to get into the competitive scene and get your name out there. Number 3 is Rome, one of the other casters. His name's Rome DMV, and I'll throw his Twitter up on the screen. He does a lot of draft tourneys. That's what he's been come to known as. Now he's starting to cast the game alongside me and some other people, but Rome does a lot of these draft tourneys where it's like 90% of the best or most active players within the scene. This one, however, does cost some money. When he does these draft tourneys, they're usually about $5, right? You cash app them $5, you get your name on the list, and then you go into this draft tournament. When you check in, and how it works is there's captains that are picked randomly, and then the captains select the people. So if you're new to the comp scene, don't expect to get picked really, really fast, okay? You're probably going to get picked last or in the last round, but that's okay. You just got to go out there, do your best, and try to soak up as much as you can and learn from these players, right? And then this usually has some other quirks to it too. I mean, there's pro mods, there's also other experimental things, right? So like he might be the one who tries to experiment with Battlezone as game number 4, or the first day of this new patch, he did a pro mod tournament where it was 3v3 demolition, but you could only use Sigrid, Glimpse, and Umbra. And I'll get to that in a second of why that was like that. I mean, obviously Glimpse is the new character, so she has to be in the pro mod, and then Sigrid's gotten a big buff, and she was also the least played character over the last 6 months competitively, so throw her in there because she's got this buff. And then of course she actually got a couple buffs. She moves faster while crouched, and also her shield got a little bigger. But anyways, and then of course Umbra was in that pro mod as well, because Umbra has been banned in competitive play. We usually don't like putting new characters straight ahead. Like if you go into ranked right now, day 1 of the patch, Glimpse is available to be played in ranked. I feel like that's not a healthy thing. The competitive scene agrees. So what we do is we just keep them away from competitive for a little bit, let them kind of melt into the game, get a little feel for the character first. You don't want to be trying to play it competitively game 1. And then last but not least, again with Rome, you can join his Discord, and they usually run a lot of 8s and PUGs. And if you don't know what PUGs are, or 8s, it's basically pickup games, right? It's like you got 2 captains randomly, you draft 2 teams, and then boom, you play a game, and then at the end of the game, you repick teams or whatever. More people, new people are coming in game after game. Some people, they got to get off or whatever it may be. They do this for a couple hours, and a lot of the top players are grinding. This is also a place to meet some of the top players, and you can also watch them because they post their stream links in there when they're doing 8s. Most of the time 8s are king of the hill as well, because they're faster and they're more enjoyable to not only watch but to play and to learn rotations and stuff like that. So make sure you choose one of those, if not all of them or multiple of them, and try and get involved in the game. All right, so the next thing I kind of forgot to tell you real quickly is the maps, actually. So not every map is available in competitive play, right? So if you go to demolition in the custom game, you'll see all the maps that are available. So the maps that are available for demolition competitively: breach, canals, favelas, hollows, palace, vice, and windward. We took lockdown out a little bit ago, just to keep the map pool at a certain number. We used to have wanted in there, but we've replaced wanted with vice now that vice has been fixed, or we've been told it's been fixed. We did play vice at LAN. I think it got played once or twice, but so those are the demolition maps that are available in comp play. So if you really want to, if you and your team are trying to practice or whatever, here's the maps you need to practice for demolition: breach, canals, favelas, hollows, palace, vice, and windward, right? When we talk about King of the Hill maps, there's not that many, but here are the ones that are in rotation. I think there's only 4 of them. Breach, favelas, factory, and windward. So breach, favelas, windward, and factory. A lot of the players are trying to get factory out of the map pool for King of the Hill because it's not as great. You can basically be down 100 points and win off of the 4th hill. So just stay in touch with that, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so the next thing I want to talk to you about, if you're looking to get into competitive, is what weapons you need to use, right? Because with weapon mastery, it's still in competitive play right now. That might change, we never know. Is what weapons do I need to use, right? Because every character has 2 weapons that come with their kit, but you can change the weapons depending on what weapon class it is, okay? So I wrote down a short list because it's short of what you need. Okay, so if you just need to get these weapons to level 5. Once you get them to level 5, you can use them with multiple characters. Okay, so basically, the KA-30 has been the best AR for months now, but the problem is that it's gotten banned, right? So there are 2 guns that are banned in competitive play right now. This may change, of course, so we'll see how it goes. They can be unbanned, or other guns could be added to the ban list, or weapon mastery could just go out the window. Who knows? But we'll see. For right now, though, let's prepare for what we already know, okay? So the KA-30 has been the best AR for months, but it's banned. So don't even bother. If you don't have the KA-30 already level 5, or even if you do, doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. You're not going to be able to play with it competitively. DMR wise, the new one that Umbra got was the Bishop. Banned. Can't use that gun. So don't even bother trying to get that, or who cares if you already did, right? So pretty much every other gun is available. The Arbitrator is GA'd technically, but I don't believe it's actually banned in competitive play. So you could use it. It's just no one's gonna like you, and they'll probably blacklist you from scrims or whatever, right? So I wouldn't advise it. Other than that, everything's pretty much wide open, right? So on the short list, number 1 gun you need to get to level 5 mastery is the Sahara. Clearly, we've got these running around everywhere. Clearly, I needed some water. Clearly, we've got these running around everywhere in competitive play. So number 1 is the Sahara. The number 2 gun you need to get is the Mamba, best DMR still after this latest patch. And then the next gun after that would need to be your SMG, which is the D40C. Some people prefer the 24S, so go ahead and choose that one if you do prefer that one. But what I would say is pick one of these 2. The other ones, not as great. And I have a secondary list as well. I put the 24S on my secondary list just because I prefer the D40C first. So that's why I put them in that order. Now, when we go to LMGs, you're going to go with the MLX Maw. I can hold 90 and it's better. Not doing a full gun tier list breakdown right now, but just telling you which guns you need to get to level 5. It's going to be the MLX Maw. So if you are your Mac or Anvil player for your team, get that MLX Maw going so that you can use it with Mac. You can't use it. I mean, you already get it with Anvil, so it doesn't matter. And they're the only two characters with LMGs right now. Okay, now the next ones, we've covered assault rifle, DMR, and SMG and LMG. The next ones you need to do is if you're a sniper. The reason why this is on the secondary list is because there are 3 snipers in the game. 2 of them already get this one by default, which is the LR-15 full body. And the third person who is that has a sniper rifle is Fixer, who's really good. Gets the tier, but it doesn't matter because you're going to use the DMR anyways, right? So you're going to use the Mamba with them. After that, I had the 24S. I had the 24S on my secondary list. The LMPX is another decent SMG that could be worth grinding if you want. And then the last one would be the Deadeye DMR, right? MXR, if you prefer that one, go with it. If you like the devotion, go with it. But the problem is that you're going to see Mambas and Saharas and D40s everywhere. So you better be able to hit those shots very quickly and efficiently and consistently, because you're going to see a Mamba coming at your head, right? So make sure you get that one. Again, that is for assault rifles, the Sahara. For DMRs, the Mamba, and then the Deadeye if you'd like. LMGs, it's the MLX Maw. For sniper rifles, it's the LR-15 full body. And for SMGs, it's the D40C, but you can also have the 24S and the LMPX ready to go as well. Other than that, don't need to worry about pistols or anything like that. So let's talk about rogues real quick. So Glimpse might be banned. Still no word on that. She is new. I'm recording this on day 2 of her, so we'll see how that goes. For right now, Cannon, Switchblade, and Umbra are banned from competitive play. So you don't even have to use a ban on them when you are, in a match. They're banned from competitive play. I will tell you this, though. Switchblade will remain banned moving forward until she gets a nerf, most likely. But Umbra and Cannon will be unbanned moving forward in competitive play. We've already been told that Umbra will be opened up. Cannon is a little bit older than Umbra, and Cannon will be opened up as well. So those 2 rogues will be coming to competitive play. Glimpse, still not sure if she'll be banned because she's very new, so we don't know if we want to throw her into comp that quickly. But Switchblade will, out of the 3 that are banned, Cannon, Umbra, and Switchblade will be the only one of those 3 that remains banned after the other 2 open up. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else that I need to tell you as kind of a super introductory to competitive play. I mean, we can do videos where we break stuff down. We can do a tier list of rogues, a tier list of guns, whatever it may be, but that's in the future. For right now, if you're looking to get into comp, that's everything you need to know. I hope this video helped you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what other tips that are similar, just really quick tips, nothing to do with gameplay or tier lists or anything like that, that someone would need to get into the competitive scene. So in this video, we've told you about the bans, about the game modes that are played competitively, what maps are played competitively, and where to get involved in the comp scene. So hopefully I get to see you all in the comp scene very soon, and good luck. Have a great one, everyone.
Oh, hello there. It's Blue. I'm a terrible dancer, so ignore that version of me on the screen and listen to my voice when I say thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and of course, click on another video of mine. I heard you'll like those over there. They're pretty good.